Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great March so far. Today I'm going to take you shopping at this store that's kind of like a combination of the Sanrio store and Artbox mixed in one. So during the weekdays, my family and I usually try to eat at home if we could help it. We try not to eat out too much, and when we do eat out, we usually go on the weekend, and lately we've been going to restaurants. And we like to go eat dim sum, or we'll go to a Korean restaurant, or maybe one of those Korean Chinese restaurants that serves jjajangmyeon. But we'll usually just kind of have an afternoon out and go eat lunch and go shopping a little. So after having some dim sum, we decided to stop by at this cute little store that was nearby, and they have sort of a combination of everything. A little bit of Artbox stuff and some BT21, so kind of like line friends, and then they also have some Sanrio items. And I let my kids pick out something, so of course we had to walk around the store multiple times, so I thought I would just film a video. Do you guys have one of these double wall glass cups? I have a couple of them. They're really popular now, and I've seen some Sanrio ones and character ones, but I haven't been able to get my hands on one of them yet. But I have like a plain bear one and I think a duck one, and sometimes I just use them when we have our home cafe just to make our drinks a little bit prettier. This store has a really nice selection of plushies, and I always kind of shy away from buying these just because when we lived in Japan, we won so many plushies from the UFO catcher, and we still have them. I think I have just bags of cute plushies, and my husband won't let me get rid of them, and I also kind of don't want to get rid of them because we worked so hard and we spent so much money on them. But then at the same time, my kids have so many stuffed animals, I don't want to bring out any new ones, but they do end up playing with their stuffed animals a lot more than I thought they would, so I don't know. I didn't let them get a stuffed animal here though. But everything was really cute and kind of tempting. Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a minute and thank today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. If you haven't heard of Skillshare, it's an online learning platform where you can take thousands of classes, anything from fine art to how to draw kawaii characters to how to use Procreate and make your own stickers. So recently I've been taking this class with Yvette Lab on how to draw clouds or how to paint clouds. And I always love those drawings where you have a sunset in the background and then just these fluffy cotton candy clouds in the sky. And so I really wanted to learn how to paint that kind of scene, and I took her class, How to Paint Realistic Clouds, Sunset Sky Painting. And so I was able to create this amazing drawing, and I did it with my daughters, and they also really enjoyed this. So I highly recommend it if you guys are interested in that type of thing. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So make sure to take advantage of this offer and try out some new classes. I think you guys will really love it. I recognize a lot of the stationery from Artbox. I'm not really sure if I have Artbox figured out because I have gone to the wholesale stationery district in Dongdaemun, and there are a lot of stores that sell Artbox items with the characters like that shark and the little bear and the chickie. And it's a wholesale store, but they sell a bunch of other random character merchandise too. And I see like regular stores like Artbox selling that, but then they also carry that Artbox character merchandise in stores like this that's not an Artbox branded store, and they also have it in stores like Morning Glory. So I don't know if I have it figured out. And then Artbox also sells a lot of just generic Korean products, but they just put their cute tag on it. So the packaging will have a picture of the little shark or the bear on it, but the product itself will be some like generic item like a back scratcher or lights that you can put up in your room, kind of like Christmas lights, but not for Christmas. I can't remember what they're called, but they just put their logo on it and they call it an Artbox item, but it's just like a generic item that you could buy anywhere. But just because it has that cute logo on it, it makes it all that much more attractive. Sanrio, on the other hand, the reason that you see it on just like anything, like igloo coolers, or even, I think they were doing a collaboration with the Corel dish plate or dishware brand, tableware brand, and even Pyrex has some Sanrio cups. Sanrio's business model, I think they sell some of their own things, but I think they probably make a lot of money by licensing out their characters, especially Hello Kitty, to other companies, and they probably earn a royalty from anyone who produces a product with their characters on it. So for example, Sanrio will license Hello Kitty out to igloo coolers, and they will get a cut of whatever igloo sells. And they also sell some of their own products. I mean, in Japan there's a lot of Sanrio stores, and you can buy Sanrio branded products from the Sanrio stores. But then there's also a lot of licensed merchandise in places like Daiso and the grocery store and just everywhere, like everyday houseware products, licensed Sanrio characters. And I think that's kind of a better model in my opinion. I guess it just depends on like how much control you want to have over the product, the end product, and then how much work you want to do, because I think, you know, fulfilling orders and shipping things out, that takes a lot of work. And so if you don't want to do that, then a good strategy would be to license out your character. It's something that I want to do someday, sort of create my own character line and then have a lot of kawaii merchandise based on my character, but I don't know what that character is going to be yet, and I probably don't spend enough time doodling and drawing, and so it's one of those someday goals for me, but I haven't really made very many steps toward it yet. And I know that if I were to create a brand, I would probably go with the licensing strategy as opposed to creating my own products and shipping and fulfilling orders, because I actually don't really enjoy that process of like shipping things and going to the post office. I like watching videos of it on Instagram. I really love watching those videos where people have their own sticker shops and they like to pack and ship orders. I think it's really fun to watch and satisfying. But personally, I don't think that that I would want to pack that many orders. Maybe like one or two, but that's not really enough to sustain a shop. So if I were to do that, I would probably go with the licensing route. So what I currently do is I use Merch by Amazon to make some designs, and I also use Redbubble. So I do a little bit of graphic design where I just kind of practice and doodle around. I actually don't do it that much anymore, but I used to just draw some things using Adobe Illustrator, and then I would just upload my designs to either Redbubble or Merch by Amazon, and they make shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags, pillows, and Redbubble makes a much wider range of products, and it's kind of expensive to buy on there, but I do have a few sales, and the only thing is I don't put my name on it, and so because Amazon probably has like all the rights to those designs now, I wouldn't use them with my own brand. But it's just something that I started to play around with, and if you guys are interested in seeing any of the things that I designed, I'll leave a link in the description box below. So one of the things I noticed when I was walking around this store was that everything is twice as expensive in the US as it is in Korea in Artbox, and so I had a little bit of sticker shock at all of these things. And I think that, you know, prices are probably just going to go up now that gas is more expensive with the war. And so I'm glad that when I went to Artbox in Korea, I just went on like a total shopping spree and bought everything that I wanted back then. I mean, I could probably open my own mini art box with my stash of stationery that I'm saving for my kids and myself. I try not to be a hoarder, but I definitely have those hoarding tendencies. And so I still like to come in here and look every once in a while. These are some new phone grips that I haven't seen before. They're like little plushy phone grips. And so they're like having a little plush toy on the back of your phone. So cute. I think they would get really dirty really easily, but I think they were really fun. So they have all these socks that you could usually buy at the subway terminal for 1,000 won, and I don't even know what the price was here. Probably, I want to say $5 US. This thing was interesting. We couldn't figure out what it was, but it just looks like a pair of socks with a pair of socks inside the sock. In the back of the store, they had sort of a mini K-beauty section. I love these little headbands from Sanrio. The Kuromi one was so cute, but also quite pricey. And lots of cute hand mirrors. These are all from Artbox. And then down below they had some just random K-beauty products. I think there was like an Etude House hand cream and some other things. Lots of contact lens cases. I used to wear contacts when I was younger, and I do not remember any contact lens sets looking this cute. So if you wear contacts now, you're lucky that you have all these options. These Peri Para lip tints are the best. That was a small beauty section down there. Super small, but all good items. Look at this teeny tiny brush. Isn't that adorable? And then they had a few Sanrio items. Tsum Tsum. I fell in love with this little bear soap pump and I really wanted it. But then I looked at the price and it was like $13 or something. And then I saw the price in won, which was 6,500 won, which is about $650. And I decided I didn't want it that bad. It's so cute, but we have a cabinet full of soap dispensers, so I just really didn't feel like I could justify the purchase. Although I did recently purchase that Maikire flower bubble hand soap, which was worth every penny. So when I was living in Japan and Korea, I would go to places like Artbox and also Daiso, and I would just go on a shopping spree and I would spend so much money and come away with a huge bag of stuff. And I didn't really hold back because I knew that I wasn't going to live there forever and that I might not be able to find this stuff back in the US. And I was right. I mean, a lot of things that you could find at Daiso in Korea costs about, I don't know, 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 times the price at some place like Paper Source. And then here, this is another store that sells Artbox stuff. Everything's twice as expensive. But I'm kind of okay with it because I feel like I already bought my fair share of things from Artbox, and I have a huge stash of stationery and cute items. So I don't really feel a huge need to buy anything here, and when I do buy something here, it's going to be something that I really like and that I really want, and it's not just going to be something that I bought because I kind of like it and it's really cheap, so why not? So I'm much less of a hoarder now than I was back then, and minimalism is something that I always strive for, but it's just not me. I'm not a minimalist. I'm probably more of a maximalist, and I want my house to look really clean and streamlined. I don't want to have a lot of clutter around, but I think I just tend to hold on to things for too long, and it's hard for me to let go of some of my material possessions. So it's something that I'm working on. But even though I like the look and feel of a clean house, I feel like you can still achieve that and have things. You just have to have cupboards or enclosed spaces to store things in. I think that sort of the Marie Kondo lifestyle is really something for people who are very privileged and have a lot of money to spend, because if you throw something away, you can just buy a new item. But my grandma, for instance, grew up during the Great Depression, where there was a lot of scarcity and they didn't know whether or not something would be available. So she saved everything. And so she had a basement in her house, and her basement had just, like, she would stock up on toilet paper, tissues, canned goods, everything. And she would put the date on it so that she knew when it expired, so she could make sure to use it before then. But she had this habit of saving everything just because she grew up at a time when, like, she wouldn't know when it would become available, and maybe if she needed something, she wouldn't be able to afford it, and so it would have been a waste to just throw that thing away. So even though I grew up during a different time, I spent some time with my grandma, and I think that maybe that habit of saving everything and holding on to things got passed down to me, because I do have hoarder tendencies. But maybe it's just an inherited survival trait. I mean, I tried to do Marie Kondo. I watched the whole series. I read 2 of her books, and I went through my closet and my entire house actually, and I threw things away. And then I was okay with most of it, but there were a couple of things that I tossed that I kind of regretted. And so if I could go back, I would probably not be so aggressive with throwing things out. And now I know that that method of living is probably not really for me. But I will say that one of the nice things about moving, because we moved from the US to Japan, we lived there for 3 years, and then we moved to Korea for about 4 years, and then we moved back to the US. And one of the nice things about moving so frequently is that it gives you a chance to sort of go through all of your possessions, because you have to pack everything up or get it ready to be packed, and you have to go through your things, and you find things that you don't really need anymore. And so it's a good way to sort of cleanse your possessions and your house. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are more on the minimalist side, or if you tend to hold on to things like I do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. And also leave a comment below and let me know what type of videos you'd like to see in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.
It's like if I have a little water on my hand, I just wipe it off, because it's a little thing pepper, you know? And it's so cute. Mom, you know how to take this off? The tag?
Let me see.